Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension angel messages for August 3rd, August 4th, rather, through the 10th, 2025. So let's just set an intention of inner reflection and groundedness. And clarity of peace and serenity. And of being true and one with our divine nature. And just allowing our true path to open for us and lead us through this inner light of serenity, filled with faith and a deep experience of trust. So I welcome you all back to this weekly series, and also invite and welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community to hang out with us. And in doing so, you might consider subscribing, liking, of course, and leaving comments. And if you have not done so, please consider checking out the monthly Ascension angel messages for August. I just recently posted it, and so when this video comes out, you'll be able to see a link in the description area of this video. It'll be one of the first, so that you can access that video. It's really important information there for us, so please do not miss out on that. If you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services, and be aware that for this summer, I will be offering readings from Monday through Friday, 12 to 6 p.m. And also, if you'd like to just support my channel with a donation, you can go to my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom. So let's just take another deep breath and just tune in with our hearts. And as you tune in with your heart, breathe in with your soul. Breathe in with your soul's breath. And allow your heart to fully open. Open to the divine messages. Open to love. and feel and know that you are safe. That wherever you are in your journey of life and experiences, that you are totally safe, and that you, your conscious being, is fully in alignment with your inner being, and feel the peace. So they keep showing me images of this very calm pond. And there's no movement, total stillness. And it's a sense of, it's not the sense of stagnation, but it's just radiating your divine essence, almost as a light, but this reflection to all. And it's surrounded in this beautiful nature scene, which they are writing as a representation of self. It is green and life affirming and abundance. But it's also sort of symbolic of this nature of oneness and our true nature, our authentic selves. And in this awareness, you are safe. And an globe like orb figure is rising from the surface of this water, body of water. And I say the word globe because it looks like a transparent globe with the details of the structures of the continents are sort of like are defined by this almost neon colors of light. It's extremely beautiful and very technical. It's like a sort of technology that is emerging from your soul. And it's a world within itself of divine laws. And it's this structure at the core of your being that is orchestrating all life and all life experiences for the self. It is an intelligence. And because it exists, and because it is of, gosh, it's almost like this divine computer, this cosmic computer that exists within our souls, and it links us to other souls and the cosmic computers within them, the cosmic intelligence within them, that we can have this security and trust that in all experiences, in this now elevated earth school, that we can know that we are safe no matter what unfolds. And I got a sense it's sort of like they were answering somebody's question in their head, like, I don't feel safe, or this doubt about we're safe. And they reveal this technology almost to punctuate this idea that we're safe, because it's almost like I can only equate it to the technology where they're about to really achieve this sort of self driving, where the car can drive it, and everybody right now is thinking like that can't be safe, right? Something could go wrong. But this is coming out of the technology of the soul at its core, where it's not that not it's it's not that it's taking total control over your free will. That's not what's happening. But it is responding to your free will choices, and it has the extraordinary ability to orchestrate divine movement and flow in all. It's like an air traffic controller. So, yesterday I went to the planetarium with a friend, and this one point they were just showing all the universes and how they could see, and what it looked like was everything was just moving, all the stars and these asteroids and comets, and it just looked, it was like, this perfection of an aircraft control station. um and I feel like somehow, although it looked chaotic, but somehow the vast majority of the movement that they were showing, um, past, present, and future, was being was just moving and flowing around. And but when they moved, emerged, or there was a purpose behind that, and it had set off. It was like this cross contamination of life from, let's say, our galaxy would be crossing with another one in the universe, and what that might do in terms of, like, it was almost like a pollination idea. But all of that movement, and then of course there are those asteroids that might collide at some point, but those are almost far and few in between, more the anomalies, but it's still there. There's purpose in them. And so, in the same way, this universe of souls, and your soul being one in that sea of oneness, is always being orchestrated with an overall general sense of safety and harmlessness. And that the things that occur to us, that through our three-dimensional lens seem to be tragic and harmful, etc., are almost sort of this, on the grander scheme of things, is sort of the continuum of evolution, the cause and effect, that things are being, certain intersections are happening for a reason. They're giving seed, planting seeds and giving life to new ideas and to new experiences. And the more that we can relax into that, the trust of that cosmic intelligence within ourselves, the less we interfere, and the more that we find ourselves interplaying and enjoying and appreciating life overall, despite those hiccups that happen along the way. And they can seem like they are the overall um, voice in our heads, you know. Um, it can seem like sometimes we just live a life of drama and trauma. As those things seem to overshadow, they linger. They linger while we're having opportunities and blessings. And sometimes we're living through them, but still living, still having life offered to us, but we're just not open uh, to them. But when you think about what I saw yesterday, it caused you to realize that we linger longer than we were supposed to. And all life experiences are like a blink, right, of an eye, and a snapshot within the entirety of our lives. And we must continue to keep moving with the flow and let ourselves be carried away through all those various nuances of snapshots. And if we don't linger on any of them, then we will be able to experience an arc of joy and appreciation, not because everything was beautiful and perfect. I think the joy comes from possibly just an acceptance, an appreciation for a full life. And a full life that meant you endured some hardships, you celebrated, you know, overcoming challenges and celebrated achieving goals and desires and dreams. So it is sort of what we make of it. And we just need to remember no matter how difficult or unsafe we feel as we linger, or how, you know, blissful, you know, an experience can linger with us and cause us to, you know, not really pay attention to the signs of something difficult stirring for us. We just have to know that life is always offering. It's always offering something. And that we don't need to linger on whatever those somethings are. We take them and we let it teach us what we need to learn to help us to grow in the ways to be prepared for what next, what opportunities or what opportunity it is preparing us for in the next moments. So they're just showing me sort of this. I feel like I'm standing in a circular, like a layer, like it's like a. I don't know how to describe this, but it's like this room that you can see all around, and the windows you can see in every direction. And it just gives me a sense right now that we have a full range, a 360 view of life, and we can see from each view a present moment, a present time, and in the distance, a future time beyond each of them. And this time of reflection in this month gives us an opportunity to really take advantage of that. Take advantage of that position. Maybe sometimes we feel like we don't have that view, that wide or surrounding view, and we just have that one option. And so I know this is, I was just watching something. I always forget it. The Stargate, the Lion's Gate that comes up on August 8th, and it started. I think it was like the 26th of July through the 12th. So it's a time of that allows you powerful manifestation. So it's opening up that 360 parameter for us, and it allows us to shift realities and to expand and to make important decisions, to have clearer intentions, and opens us up to uh, vastness of goals. And I feel like there's a part of this that can be a con side, which is, when you have so much at one time, that can become overwhelming. So how do we deal with being overwhelmed by being offered many options? Think of each one of them as something valuable to you. Nothing is invaluable. There's no life experience, whether it's good or bad. And just choose what resonates with you in your heart, in your soul. Just listen to that inner compass and put everything else aside. Put away that list. Put away the should haves and should not haves, or could have, would have, just all that stuff, and just listen to your inner being. There's the bigger piece of it. Trust. Trust that you're safe. Trust that even if you can't listen to your inner being, that your inner being will keep you safe. When you can't trust it, it will trust you. And it will trust you, and it will do its best to make everything right for you. And whatever you need to learn, you will, to help you to synchronize and to be more in alignment with your inner self. All right, let's take a look at the archangel that we're working with for this week. So it's Archangel Raguel. And it says, be fair in all situations, resolve your conflicts. So this seems like on the heel of what I was just saying, that first of all, everything is always going to be in balance. So there's a sense I'm getting from them about not being disappointed when things don't go exactly as you planned or what you wanted. And that could be overestimating or underestimating. That everything is always going to be in balance for where you are. And even in your ego might perceive that as some kind of comment from the universe about um, your worth or your lack of it. It is not at all. Think of it as this balance point is always perfectly, it's a perfect alignment for you. And it's a perfect alignment for you to grow and for you to be. And it's something about that part about being. How can you really discover the security and deep trust that you possess if you're not in that perfectly balanced position? So, wherever you are right now, there's a perfect balance in that. You might be sort of out on the ledge of either polarity, you know, um, just expressing your inner frustrations, anxieties, and sort of whatever. But if you come back into that point of balance, come back to that point of your balance, you will experience an extraordinary amount of growth and sense of being. And this seems to allude to possibilities of relationships, you know, in terms of acquaintances, professionally or personally, finding your balance point in all of these interactions. And as you do, so will they. But it won't look the same. It doesn't need to be the same or act the same. But there will be a profound, I feel this warmth in my soul, in my heart. There will be a profound appreciation and seeing with total clarity. It's a sense of being seen and seeing others. That same sense of purity. So it's an opportunity for things to shift and things kind of fall together in the right ways. Let me just move this card up a little bit. Let me just tune into Archangel Raguel just for another moment, just to see if there's anything else on that, commenting on this. There's a sense of a rapid movement towards, so it was almost like there were these three doors and they were lit up, and like these signs, like, you know, exit signs, go this way. And the three doors gives me a sense of three of cups, you know, this sense of friendship, each one having their own path, and their own purpose, but moving in the same direction, respecting and trusting and honoring the light within, and getting that, moving on and moving away from the drama, because that drama is what holds everybody back. But most importantly, you, because only you know how you're being held back. All right, so the cards were laid down from right to left. So focusing on it internally, and this is so pretty. Um, this is, sorry, this is the, what would be typically known as the Hanged Man. And so we see this butterfly just suspended while drawn upon the nectar of the blossom there. And so, how can we, you know, that's a beautiful image. And I don't know if the word patience came up. I think it was last week's reading too. But what a beautiful image for the hanged one, hanged man. I think that's the most profound one of all, because here we see that we're not just stuck, but we're drawing from something. We're taking the time to absorb from something, and to, this idea of absorbing the nectar of this plant that it's hanging from. And so look at what you are hanging from. It may be something that you don't like at all. And it may be something that you're comfortable with, but you just really would like to move on. But the point is that you're hanging there for a reason, because there's something you still need to get from the situation. Something that's going to nurture you, provide profound growth. And so take the time to center yourself, to find that balance point. Get out of the hysteria of your whatever drama you're creating around it, because that's the resistance. That's how we create resistance. We create drama. Whatever story we're telling ourselves that just feeds into our discomfort and dislike of a situation, that's the drama that distorts the balance point where you can feel safe and receive, be nurtured in your development and your sense of being. Powerful theme, it seems. And how can we do that if that's a person that we just want, that we just don't like, or we just want to move on here? This is the 8 of, let's see, yeah, the 8 of Pentacles. And this is an interesting, let me just check this deck. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if I'm going to run across, yes, yeah, this is the Pentacles. So interesting, because it's like, in the conversation we just having, it's like, I was about to say, when I saw it, like, somebody who gives you a headache. And or something that is giving you a headache. And maybe it is that you just keep working, you've been trying to work on this thing for so long, and you can't, there's something that you need to figure out. There's, it might be that you there's this one thing that just keeps tripping you up, or this one thing that just doesn't help you to feel like you've completely achieved what you wanted to achieve with this. And you maybe find yourself totally exhausted with trying to figure it out. And this is really saying, hang in there. It's like the breakthrough is about to happen, but hang in there. And can you step away from the drama that you're creating around this? This yellow is giving me a sense of this divine intelligence. So you need to really go into that cosmic computer within yourself, connecting with your inner being. Find that balance point first. Even if that means you need to step away from the drama around the situation, know that you can't step away from the situation, but you can step away from the drama that you're creating. And take some time to do that, to figure out why you're doing that. And it may be that you're just criticizing yourself instead of just expressing yourself. That actually feels like like I've had to click. And so maybe do something else related to it. Do something else that you can be yourself, even if that's just, going for a swim and you just decide to do that every day. Until you get in this, you accumulate this sense of your balance point, that your creative expression is now allowed um, the freedom of your criticism enough to start blossoming and being and find yourself and your experience of self and your gift nurturing to you, like the swimming. So find that thing to help you to break free of that, creating that drama. So we have the 10 of Cups, and it's interesting because once you do, you just feel totally, uh, you feel total contentment. All is right with the world, and that your heart is just so full and complete, and it feels like you're ready to turn a whole new leaf, or ready to gain a whole new lease on life. And that you're not alone. Once you stop criticizing yourself and you others, then you'll find that more people will join in the celebration of who you are and the things that you accomplish in terms of your gifts. All right, so let's take a look at the card I pulled from the bottom of the deck. And this is the 5 of Wands. So it's really punctuating this internal struggle is at the core of your frustration, that drama. And that drama is coming up around something so valuable and important, so something that so clearly defines everything about who you are. Because you've been struggling, the ego has been sort of imposing this struggle with the self, with the perfection of self, so that you would take on that battle and do the work of your ego, which is to keep you from honoring who you are and being who you are and reaping the rewards of it. This is going to be very important to tune into Archangel Raguel to help you not deal with it from the external, because that's just this, those are the symptoms, those interactions, relationships, the drama, those are the symptoms. The deep healing is this internal struggle with yourself. Are you ready to release this? And by coming into that balance, focusing on the balance point, and it doesn't need permission. If this is whoever you are, however you want to express yourself, there's always going to be a challenge, because we're manifesting in real time, in linear time, right? We're manifesting. So you're not struggling against yourself, but you're struggling through a process that will help you to achieve something that was just in your soul as an idea, and make it reality, and a reality that will enhance your life and everyone else's. And it's always worth it. That process is worth it. But it doesn't mean that, critiquing yourself is a bad thing. It's just got to be constructive. Just the way we talk about constructive criticism, we do it with others. You have to have the same process for yourself. Make sure your inner criticism, is constructive, that it is encouraging your dreams to be successful. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful and powerful week of transformation and this process of struggle to be true to yourself. God bless you.